Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Motogp 24 career mode. Now, today we are off to Mugello, home race of that man on the right in the Repsol leathers. Aaron's performance is convincing Honda, finishing the race in front of Marini, will result in additional support from the manufacturer. So it is imperative we beat Luca today. Yeah, Mugello is a good track. It's a difficult track on this game. The high speed tracks are actually more difficult because the bikes are quite lazy at high speed, so it's going to be a long race and a difficult sprint as well, because I feel like a lot of dive bombs will be early in sprint, so we're going to do our best again to be at least top Honda. I'm not too sure how we'll kind of fare up, because I know at the moment compared to the rest of the field we're struggling on corner exit, so that's a lot of part of Mugello is kind of quick chicane, short kind of burst to the next corner. So yeah, it's time to get into it. I'm looking forward to it. So we have a nice consistent weather forecast for the race weekend, so let's see how we go. So our best Friday practice in a long time. P7, 0.7 off. The gap is actually still quite big. We're 3/4 of a second off. I suppose a minute 50, minute 45 lap to be 0.75 off on a Honda versus a GP24 isn't too roughly bad. Take out these two boys, I'm only half a second off of the other GP24. I'm less than half a second off in a Bashnini on a GP24 round with Mugello, which is, in my eyes, fabulous. So let's see where the next Honda is, just for reference. P19, John Muir this time, so he's about 0.8, 0.7 slower than me. Yeah, so you can see again, as always, the nice bit of symmetry that the Yamaha, Honda, so they're all at the end. And yeah, so we're actually going directly QT to Q2, which is amazing. So we're guaranteed a top 12 start. Only issue I have is that it's a long run down to turn one. I'm not being able to get good starts, so I don't really know what to do. I might play with my gearing, so I'm going to get first gear a little bit kind of more hooked up, because I really feel like myself personally as a rider, I'm really getting the launch right. It's just the bike just does not behave. So we might need to try something there, and again, we'll see how it goes. But next up is qualifying. Just quickly guys, if you do enjoy today's video, if you wouldn't mind, let me know with either a like or a comment, and maybe even consider subscribing for future videos. Thanks, back to the video. So here in Mugello, the temperatures have crept up for Saturday's qualifying session. It's going to be difficult to kind of replicate that lap because I felt it was quite good, but we are on softs, and whereas we did that on medium, so I am hoping that we do kind of just get a good clean lap in early and see can we just kind of fight for the top 10 really is where the goal will be for me, to be honest. The fact that in Q2, if we finish anywhere in Q2, it's going to be an amazing result for me, so let's see how it goes. So we go quicker than we did in pre-practice. That was an amazing lap, so we are going to go again and see if we can better it, because to be honest there's a lot left on the table. The softs clearly are working quite well. You can see already look at the gap we have. So a minute and a half left on the clocks. It's going to be my last lap of the session. P9 currently, second off. I'm not really going to be challenging for pole position, I don't believe, today, but let's hope we can just make a tidier lap and see if we can just get ourselves slightly up the grid. So unfortunately, touched the green and the last lap went away. If we put the lap I could do together, I reckon top 5 was there. I really do. I think Maverick's time was beatable. I could probably get to that point. I had like 0.2. I had nearly 1/4 of a second in the first couple of corners. I know the last corner I didn't do particularly well on that lap. Yeah, so the key to Mugello, it'll shock you, is being smooth and not rushing the corners and not basically forcing the bike to fit. So yeah, we need to kind of keep that in mind in the race. It's going to be hard to do that in the race scenario, just because when you have other bikes around you, you will have to slightly defend yourself, so we won't be able to take our sweeping lines that we have to get us this far up the grid. But nonetheless, P9 for the sprint and the main race. Let's see if we can back it up with 2 top 10 finishes. So again, we're kind of going the crutch soft again. Pretty much most weekends we're going this because the medium overheats when you trail brake, and the hard it's just not necessary if I can make the soft last. So again, I should have pretty decent performance with the softer tyres, but overall for me it's just about getting the clean start. If we get the clean start and get away with the top 8 or 9 wherever we get off the line, I'll be happy. I just don't want to be out of the points by the time we get down to turn 1.
East is ready to break away. The rest of the grid will try to stop him. Who will win this race?
Yeah. Race start is always my least favourite part of the weekend. And it was actually a poor jump this time for me. I'll admit it, that was on me. The getaway, look at that KTM, just look at that. We're down to P18. This has been a terrible start. We're going to go aggressive to the outside, down the red line. We've gotten a warning, but you know what, we'll take it because we're back to P8. A couple of people caught napping there at the start. Miller's already out. That's a second warning for me. Yep. So we need to be careful because it's actually quite easy to get off the edge of the curbs at Mugello. Attacking Marcus early. Typical Marcus fashion, just hangs it around the outside. Fabio Quartararo, long lap. Obviously for the collision with Jack in the opening couple of corners. End of the first lap, and we're just hanging in with the top 6 at the moment. They do look quicker than me, but I'm just kind of hanging on really, just by a thread. I hear a Ducati to my nowhere actually. It sounded like they were right next to me, but they're nowhere near. Thankfully. We are a demon on the brakes into turn 1, and we get right onto the back of Marquez. It looks like heavy braking were a lot stronger, but through the heavy drive parts of the track were not the best. I'm going to run on Marcus again. Oh, his GP23 just leaps away from me, unfortunately. This part of the track here now, I really feel like I actually lose out quite a lot up Arabiata 1 and 2. But into the fast entry corners, we do catch them quite a bit, so we can stick with them. Judging by the way we broke into turn 1. Oh, another long lap warning. That's 3 already. That's not good. Might need to just try and settle in here in P7. I can just try and see can I defend this position instead of attacking, because I'm going to end up in a sticky situation here in a minute if not. Another warning, and that was all because the curbs don't work in this bloody game. Do well now to avoid a long lap for the rest of this race. Oh, that's a lunge from Digi. He's caught me off guard and he got a warning himself. He's made us completely blow current tyres. That can leave him through. No, we're going to cut back. Here the beyond Eshi chicane here. It's going to be difficult not to get another warning because this is just so hard to keep the bike on track through there. Thankfully we did this time, but we've all but thrown away the chance of getting on terms with Marquez ahead. And Binder have been wheel to wheel for the last couple of laps. It's been a stunning lap so far. We're right onto the back of these two in front. We are nearly a second under our own time. Obviously the fuel's coming down. The Honda's starting to work a bit better for me, but just need to remember that long lap is hanging over me. .46.1, so that's actually quicker than we've gone in qualifying. Contact between the two in front. Gonna go the long way around. Oh, we nearly have contact. I think P5 is actually on the table here today. Pecco's time 45.4, not matching that, but that's a very fast lap time in the main race. Instant for Binder, warning only. It's just going to be hard to kind of get these guys and pass them. Right on the back of Brad now. We'll have to look for the move into turn 1, I'd imagine, if we can get the run out, get into slipstream. This Honda, in fairness, isn't slow in a straight line. With the slipstream too. There we go. The P6 we go. I think we're too far back from Mark this lap, no matter how well we do. Right, nice and deep just to defend from Brad. Oh, we came right up onto the back of Mark. This might be on for P5. We did say P5 was probably our max in qualifying if we put the lap together. And now we have the chance of maybe pipping Marquez on this last lap. How disgusted would Mark Marquez be to see a Honda fly up the inside of him at the end of this sprint and rob him of P5. He's wide through San Lorenzo. Probably has to be the last corner at this point, but I think I've just made a balls of Biondetti 1 and 2. That has let him off the hook. Looks like at best P5 for Marquez and P6 for me. which is terribly unfortunate, but we did say P5 is probably the maximum, and it's just there. Lucky not to lose this to Brad here at the end, but it's going to be P6 in the sprint, which is a fabulous result aboard a Honda. So Pecco runs out victorious in the sprint, something you haven't said very often in the last couple of years. And Bastianini is in P2, and the other of the GP24s P3. So P6 for me, 8.8 seconds off in the sprint. We're losing over a second a lap to the guys at the front. I was only slower than the guys on the podium in terms of fast laps, so we had roughly the speed for fourth if we could have done that a bit more consistent. When I had clear track, I was actually quicker. It's when I got behind people, I was just a bit tentative. So yeah, in the main race, not too sure if I can run the softs off in the main race because it's a whole different ball game. But we'll have to see what we can get away with, really, because we're always kind of having to risk a bit to try and make an advantage for ourselves and make an opportunity, because we can't really match them by going same tyres and trying to beat them that way. So we'll have to risk more in the main race, but I'm really happy with that result in the sprint. We maintain P6. We are now only the 4 points off of the 100 point mark, which was the goal for the season. So to already have it pretty early in the season is pretty good. So yeah, don't know if we'll be able to hold off a Leish for the whole season, and Morbidelli I think overall will probably drop to kind of where Gigi Antonio and Bezzecchi is. But we'll see. We have a nice chunk of points, so maybe we can kind of pull ourselves through the season with the early points gathering. So as always, we are the gambler. We're going to go hard front, soft rear. Haven't even tried hard all weekend, which is a worry, but judging by the wear from the soft in the sprint, I can probably maybe do the full race distance on it. I'm going to need it to get off the line well. I'm going to need it to make up positions early when I go backwards, realistically. So yeah, we mightn't have a great result in the end, but I think we should have a decent race on as long as the rear tyre lasts. And again, front hard tyre is a bit of an unknown. I just don't reckon the soft front will go the whole race distance. So yeah, we have to go on the hard side and see how it goes. So wish me luck.
Still a few more moments and Bastianini will dart from pole position. Everything's ready for a great race.
Absolute shocker again, just like, what am I doing wrong, like? Put out to P20. Oh, so aggressive. We had contact with someone. Oh, we're nearly down, and we're nearly down, and we're nearly down. Oh my god. Not surprised to see we're under investigation. We touched the curb there, front was on the move. Gonna have to take a long time to get used to this hard front. We have to use a lot of rear tyre to make up positions early here. Inside of Alex Marquez? No, not yet. Big positions made on the brakes into turn 1, so once again, our strong braking in turn 1 of the sprint has continued on this hard tyre in the main race. It's like he fights back at us though. He's just going to ride into us, is he? No, thankfully not. First warning, that's not good. You're just turning in on me, that's just fabulous, thank you. I'm going to give him payback though. I'm just going to lift him off the racetrack. So it's key for me that we do not get as many warnings early in this one, because that limited me. Oh, crash ahead, it is Rafinales. Feeling it was Aprilia. So already we have lost kind of the toll to the group in front, but as I was saying a minute ago, it's key we don't rack up early warnings, just because that really hampered me in the second part of the sprint yesterday. And another one down, and that this time is Marc Marquez, I believe. It is indeed. So 2 Spanish riders so far down at Mugello here. So proving a little bit difficult here in the opening couple of laps. That's a big mistake from Marquez. And if we finished as we are now, we should jump him in the championship, which is a nice feeling to be ahead of the 8 times world champion. It looks like a real kind of tyre war today, because the hard front does not feel good, and I don't think everyone has kind of gone my way of going hard. I think people are going maybe on the medium front, and that just does not seem to work this year for us. So maybe other people are having trouble too. So once again, we're struggling to pass Frankie now, because we're so much quicker than him in certain parts of the track, but Antonio and the final corner as well as through Biandetti were just not as quick. trying to avoid the green paint on the outside, and then we gain it all back into turn 1. Our front tire just doesn't have any feeling on the trail braking, so we're really struggling at the moment with that. I feel like overall we're probably quicker. We'll just kind of get slightly balked in the areas that we are quicker than them, so again we'll gain a lot into turn 1, but we just can't do it in the first 2 sectors, and by the time we get to beyond 81 we haven't passed him. We gain too much maybe. Yeah, go touch wide. But if we get as far as beyond 81 and we're still behind him, we're pretty much out of options again until turn 1 in the opening sector. And he's kind of going for these defensive lines, so we're going to try and square him off. He's just very good on the brakes, this Frankie. And again, our tyre starting to just not perform as I did like really at this point in the race. And again, this is another lap now that's probably gone. Finally this time had a good run through beyond 81 and 2. We're close to Frankie, but just the way the two caddy turns compared to me with the hard front. And it leaps away, but we're going to have to try something into turn 1 even from this range, I reckon. I get a good draft down the main straight. Got catching, fast off the race for me. Go for it. Are we going to stop it? Not really. He's back through, he tries it, does contact. We're going to stick it up the inside into 2. He thought about it as well. He goes deep. Try and get the run through 3 and into 4 maybe. Fortunately, once again, Honda's aero package not doing me any favours there. I risked so much through beyond 81 and 2 that time. I risked getting a warning to be on the back of Frankie. And this is why, because we're going to get the run on him. Into the 45s, first 48.5 of the weekend for me, almost the fastest lap of the race. Just saying something at this point in the race, considering my tyres. G's wide, there's no room through though, for me is there. Fortunately not yet anyway. Just don't have anything on the exit or corners to match them. Oh, Binder! Funnily enough, into Casanova a minute ago, he did go just a touch deep. So I'm not actually too surprised to see him lose the front there at all. Now we're battling Digi at his home race for P4. Unfortunately, there's no chance of getting a podium. We have 16 seconds over Luca Marini. We are dropping Frankie. Been a brilliant race really so far. We've struggled so much to make overtakes. And we've benefited from a few riders in front crashing, 3 to be exact. We have a great run on the 23 GP. Ducati in front. Can we go for a bit of a lunge into turn 1? We go for it. But he releases the brake and goes around the outside. He's going to go touch deep though. We're going to hug the inside. Unfortunately, he hangs on. An ultimate lap. Maybe I need to try that again in the lap's time if I can keep close enough to him. I think Digi is done in terms of tyres. He looks quite slow. Seems sliding it all the way out of Arbiata to up into Scarpa. Here we go. My front is not doing anything for me at the moment. I'm not going to push too hard into corner tire this time. It says that, and look what happens. I still go wide. So no matter what I do in that corner, I'm going wide. It looks like today. And again, a lot of liberties taken through beyond 81 and 2, and that puts us right on the back wheel into the final corner. I get the run. I have to go to the inside, up the white line. Just need to make sure we don't blow turn 1 this time. Oh, rear end has absolutely nothing left. We have gone straight on. If we don't stay ahead, we're not going to get it done. We do stay ahead. Oh, he's miles back. He's obviously not had a perfect turn 1 himself. He must have got dragged in also. So he's right back with us now though. This is a defend well now from Digi. Oh, Pecco's down on the last lap. What is this? Pecco. That mean we're going to get a podium? Or did he remount? Oh my god, we nearly crashed ourselves. So this is in P1. Oh no, he's in P2 now. Far off is Martin. We're clean through here. I think we've done it. I think we're going to get at least P4. So Pecco's just lost the lead. He hasn't actually lost this podium, unfortunately for me. Otherwise, we've been on the podium at Mugello. But it's going to be a brilliant P4 here in the Tuscan Hills of Mugello. Look at the crowd. What a result. So a huge blunder gives Enea Bastianini the win. Pecco throws away with about half a lap to go, crashes and loses points. All 4 GP24s in the top 6, including a GP23 and myself on a Honda. The next Honda, again, we'll have a look down, considering ours P4, P17. So Mark is actually remounts and finishes behind Taka Nakagami in a Honda sandwich, ironically. Same at Maverick, he finished in a Honda sandwich. And Miguel Oliveira didn't finish at all. So points for both Yamahas, which is improving for the two of them. But yeah, what a result. And Brad even recovered a P12 after the crash. So very strange race. And a P4 from us. Brilliant. We were faster lap was faster than everyone bar Pecco. So yeah, if we just, to be honest, if we got a better start, I maybe could have went away with the guys at the front and maybe done something. Probably couldn't have kept up the speed like that all race, because you could see there's a second in advantage in terms of fast lap between me and Digi Antonio and Morbidelli. So unfortunately, it shows I just couldn't overtake him. I just had nothing. I had a lot of advantage on the brakes into one. But everywhere else in lap, they were so good out of the corner. I couldn't really do anything. So I had to keep trying risky moves into turn 1 on the front. And the hard front wasn't particularly amazing. But nonetheless, what a result. We have blown the 100 point mark out of the water. 109 points up to P5 in the championship. We're only 12 points behind Maverick Vinales. Top 4 in the world. Is that on? I don't know. Because realistically, we're not going to keep this form up for every race, because it's just going to be too difficult to be P4 at every track. But I must say, I'm pretty bloody happy with that one. So, a good day at the office. One step at a time completed. We've gotten the extra development and 20,000 resource points gained, reputation, whatever you want to call it. We are about a third of the way to the champion level. So yeah, really happy with that one. That's exactly what we need to get into the bigger team. So we need to keep pushing and keep building on this. 100th race focuses us to work even harder for the weekend, that's so called. Otherwise, we risk staying too far behind. I just realised that's the next race weekend. I have probably done a matter of 5 laps around that track in like total, so I really don't even know where that goes. So yeah, that's going to be a rough one. Next up, we do have a test at Mugello, which will be very interesting as always. So hopefully we get some bits and pieces. And again, we were so quick in Mugello with the test bike. I should be really sharp and up to speed and know what is good and what is not. So I'm really hoping that we can make another step going into the rest of the second kind of half of the season. We're going into our 10th event of the season of 25, so we have a fair few events to be getting through. But overall, I must say it's been pretty good so far. Obviously, take out Jerez, and again, Le Mans, we kind of fought our way back, so it was a good one overall. But that is where we're going to leave it for today's episode. Hope you have enjoyed. If you did, drop a like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll catch you in a future episode of Motogp 24 Greenwood. Thank you all for watching. See you in the next one. Slán go fóill.